And look at us, we're back with another tier list here on YouTube. We are live in Twitch chat, as we are with all of these videos. Well, not the first three, but that was before we even had a Twitch channel. So you can go over there if you want to watch this shit live and give your input. I don't think I have any Black Lagoon fans in my Twitch chat, so that's a little something. They're not going to be happy about this. But we do have some Black Lagoon fans as subscribers, and this is a little treat to talk, just in general about a bunch of characters here. So we've done a bunch of tier lists before. If you're into Full Metal Alchemist, that one just came out yesterday. If all goes to plan. We've done Berserk, we've done Attack on Titan, we did Game of Thrones, we did Vinland Saga, we did Mad Men, we did Sopranos. There's probably others. We've done a bunch of these tier list character videos, and we're gonna do it for Black Lagoon now. It's overdue, I think. And I've sort of organized them here, but I'm pretty sure this is obvious. But we're putting Rock and Ravi. The best anime relationship, as I called it in my video. I'm not just gonna not put them in S tier. Well, let's fucking fix this for a second. I would say the two best characters in the show, but I'm probably gonna put Eda in the middle of them. I think Eda is a seriously underrated character, and I am working on an entire video on Eda. I think she might be the most interesting character. The CIA reveal with Eda is so crucial because it shows that Eda has a moral conscience. And then if you recontextualize the whole series with that in mind, a moral conscience as much as the CIA does, I guess, and whatever your views on that are. But there's a scene where she can't bring herself to shoot the vampire twins. In the Vampire Twins arc, where Ravi is like, why aren't you shooting him or something? And there's a moment where Eda gets freaked out and she doesn't know what to do. And it's it's because she's not like everyone else in Roanapa. At least to herself, she must have this sense of honor or duty or something in the fact that she's a CIA agent working for the greater good. Because I assume that's what most CIA agents think, and most American officials think, at least. And it's she doesn't want to fucking shoot a kid. That's the whole point there, and that's a really good thing if you retroactively look back on that scene. I think it's a very clever way to characterize Eda, and also her completely cucking Chang in Roberta's Blood Trail are some of my favorite scenes. Her coming into her own. Obviously, she's the hottest character in probably all of anime and manga. I'm trying to rack my brain now. Crazy Farnese from Berserk is great. I think Eda has to win. The please touch here or whatever it says with her boobs in that one. Which arc is that? Is that the Jane arc? Fuck, I can't do it in good conscience, but I want to. Rock, move the fuck over. Ravi has to be the best character in the series. But sometimes I want to put Eda there. I don't know. I think the overall slutty appeal of Eda bats some people off, but I am completely into it. Eda is easily best girl, but maybe not best written character. Ravi and Rock are just so good, written intertwined. I definitely think Ravi is better written by herself. Obviously, the character performance, I think her voice acting, her voice actor is way better than Rock's. Rock's is the light Yagami dude, and sometimes he slips up into the normal, generic, terrible anime dialogue. How long is this Black Lagoon shit? I want to go make some breakfast, Jojo says. I don't know how long ago he said that, but make some breakfast, Jojo. But yes, Ravi's voice actress is the best. Ravi's dynamics with these two characters are really the best thing about this entire fucking show. Rock's best dynamic is with Ravi, but his second best is probably with Balalaika or Chang. Fuck it, we may as well talk about them now then too. Because I think they might round out the overall S tier characters. I don't know if I'd put anyone else here in S tier. Probably not. Even this dude, I can't believe I forget his name. Kageyama is this dude's name. Takanaka is this dude's name. And he's very interesting from a thematic standpoint. And I don't think Dutch is relevant enough to be an S tier. I feel like these are our 5 main characters here, even though the series might try and confuse you and tell you that Benny and Dutch are main characters. They're really not. What do we say about Balalaika? Her tragic backstory is fucking iconic. The fact that she just wanted to save a little refugee boy or girl, I forget what the gender of it is. It really doesn't matter. Of the Afghanistan refugee. And the fact that she just wanted to be an Olympian and fix her father's name, and her ambition drove her to Roanapa, and now she sits Oh, the last monologue where she yells at the fucking Americans as they leave. The Americans aren't on here, which is a shame, because Shane might actually be S tier. But, like, when she has, like, the emotional outburst, and it's, like, the weakest and also the strongest we've ever seen Balalaika, when she gives, like, the monologue of juxtaposition where she's like, she's trying to threaten the Americans and say, like, if we ever met in battle, we would have fucked you up. And then they do the big fire show and they try to fuck up Roberta. While also, like, getting very vulnerable and like getting very petty about like how the Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore, and basically the Soviet troops and the American troops both did these terrible things in Afghanistan, but Shane and the American troops were all welcomed back as heroes, as she was fucking thrown out of the military and made a disgrace and discharged and all things like that. Like, what a great fucking, like, again, retroactively recontextualizing everything, because Balalaika just wants to go to war, and she's at this point content just staying in Roanoke because she exists here and she has power here. But really, if she had her way, she would just be a soldier in the military again, fighting for a bigger cause, because that's all she ever wanted. And Chang being this wild card fucking incredible badass fucker is like incredible. He's probably got the coolest aesthetic again. Him playing off Rock, especially in Roberta's Blood Trail, is great. Him getting cucked by Etta is like great characterization for Chang, and the fact that he thinks he presents like he's number one, but really he's just doing the CIA's bidding. And if the CIA wanted to, he'd be gone in 3 fucking seconds. It's all like good. Like the way he makes Rock really petty and angry, Etta makes him, and it's like a little great triangle they have going on here. Also, the visual similarity between him and Rock is not unintentional, a double negative there, but it is definitely intentional by the author of like, this is what Rock could become if he really applied himself, if he really decided to throw away his morals. It's interesting that Chang doesn't have a tragic backstory, like Ravi was abused and raped as a kid and things like that, and had the horrible things that led her to become this fucked up person. Etta actually isn't a fucked up person. Rock was the whole conceit of the show is the normal dude being thrown into the underworld, so he doesn't have a fucked up upbringing. Balalaika just wanted to like redeem her family and be a good person, and was fucking destroyed by the world because of it, and now has become incredibly cynical and fucking brutal and dangerous and evil because of it. And Chang, the only backstory we get as the anime, maybe it goes into it more in the manga, is that he killed his partner when he was a cop in China. Like, he doesn't have a sympathetic backstory like the rest of them, of like, well, they're here from circumstance and they really don't want to be here and they really don't enjoy this. It seems like Chang is just a fucker. And it's like, and the way he's presented is so interesting, because he isn't presented like a pathetic, desperate, like, he's presented as the coolest fucking dude in town. He's like better at shooting than Ravi with dual pistols. They have that cool scene, I think it's in like episode 11 of the first season, where her and Ravi take out like a whole fucking building of dudes who don't know what the fuck they're doing in Roanoke, and like him just like ordering everyone around, and Ravi like totally crushing on him. And it, like the flirty dynamic these two have is great, and Balalaika sort of has the flirty dynamic with Rock too, which is another great little bit of characterization. Just 5 fucking outstanding characters here that are all boosted by great voice performances in the dub. Oh, just great shit all around. Fucking incredibly interesting, all of them. We didn't talk about Rock or Ravi, but I have whole videos about them. I have a video coming out about Balalaika called "There Are No Badass Women in Black Lagoon" that's sort of vaguely about Ravi and Roberta as well, but mostly about Balalaika. And then I have a whole Etta video that I want to make that's a little further off. So yes, look forward to more videos about these guys. And Chang is just, he's just fucking great. What can we say about that? Dutch, I think we'll put an A tier. We don't really get much of Dutch at all in the series. Some people call that a negative. I think they've missed the point. Dutch is supposed to be like the mysterious man no one knows anything about. I hear in the manga that maybe he like faked his Vietnam like backstory, because it's said that he was in the Vietnam War. Which is interesting characterization for why he's like a leader, hard-ass dude. Hard-ass. It's weird when you say American phrases with fucking not a Yank accent, but Dutch is great. Just the overall aesthetic. The one episode he really gets focus, where it's him and Ravi on the Nazi ship, like the breakdown they have there and the argument they have, and how it's portrayed through the action and then them just yelling at each other. is really good. That's like probably the highlight of Dutch as a character. Also, him getting really mad at Rock and Roberta's blood trail, and then like hang up the fucking phone. Then he picks the phone back up. It's like really good characterization for Dutch. Like we understand like everything there is to understand about Dutch, and he really doesn't have that much screen time, so it is great. Benny, I feel like we'll put in A tier as well. He has like the Jane interactions that are cool. He's also got little moments like in the Vampire Twins arc where he talks to Rock, and it's basically like Benny has been Rock. He's been in this situation before where Rock was really sympathetic to some fucked up situation that has transpired, and Benny basically gives Rock the advice like you can't get attached, you can't think about it, you've just got to like move forward and push forward through it. And Rock gets really mad at Benny. That's probably the best Benny scene overall. And Benny's always just like sort of the voice of reason almost. I remember there's at the beginning of the Japan arc, he like calls Rock and is like, Ravi only went with you because she cares about you, right? And it's like, yeah, and Rock's like, yeah, I know. And that's like a little observant and things like that Benny points out that really like are cool little subtle ways of giving exposition. It's all great. Fucking hold on. I think we got a JoJo sock. Look at this bullshit. We need more hoes on the list. Put busty bitches in S tier. Being cucked is not character development. Ravi was a hoe from birth. I guarantee that David is a JoJo sock account. I guarantee it. Fuck. Where were we up to, Benny? Way to make our fucking chat look appealing, JoJo. You fucking dickhead. To our wonderful YouTube audience. So we just went over Benny, like Balalaika's second in command. Not really a character, so we'll put him in like B tier. This dude is a hilarious villain. He's in episode 3. In episode 3 alone, he gets fucked up by Balalaika and things like that. He's a very good voice performance here from him. A very interesting character. Not really interesting, but a really funny, like, it's fun to watch him get the shit kicked out of him character. Just like this dude. Like, him getting absolutely fucked is great. The Vampire Twins S tier. They actually might be. I feel like I Said Neil is a phenomenal scene. They're like absolute tragic backstory, but the sort of acknowledgement from the narrative that like they sort of had to die and there was no saving them was like a hell of a thing. Everything done with the Vampire Twins is fucking special. The World of Midnight song, every time you listen to it, you think of them and you feel everything you're supposed to feel about them. It's fucking insane. It really is like a fantastic way to like show that season 2 is like different and better than season 1. It's a really good introductory arc. You gotta love it. I guess Rico will be the only D tier character because he only appears in one scene, and it's like the one scene I don't like from the show that we went over at the beginning of part 3 of my Rock and Ravi series, I think. This part is also from that same scene that I hate, though. She might be an A tier character. She is super interesting. Again, Black Lagoon is fantastic at characterizing characters like with minimal screen time. Like, we understand everything we'll ever need to understand about this character, from the fact that she has contacts within the CIA and she's lending a hand to the CIA, and like how she covers for Etta by acting like a hard-ass boss for her, and like in front of Ravi and stuff, like, why are you drinking in the chapel or whatever, when it's actually like Etta's in control here. She just presents otherwise. Like, all of that is really good. And the characterization of the scene in episode 7 where she negotiates with Rock is really good. Like how she sort of berates him even as she's losing, which is all clever, and the fact that they're actually running secret plots under Balalaika's nose that could get them in trouble. Everything is great there. All the little fucking characterizing moments in Black Lagoon, they'd be great. Roberta is probably the epitome of an A-tier character. Roberta's a little goofy aesthetically. The maid thing is like not my favorite. What's Minnie Maid's actual name? Fabiola. How could I forget? She's also not on this list. I don't think they have any Roberta's Blood Trail people on the list, but she would be like A tier with them. I think I'll put Garcia with Roberta. Everything done with them is great. Roberta's Blood Trail is a lot better than their first appearance, though the last fight with her and Ravi is like really good from a dialogue perspective. I'm gonna teach this cunt the meaning of pain. Still a fucking outstanding line. Fucking great stuff all around there. I don't know, this stuff, I really hate when Black Lagoon like indulges and goes over the top, like the fact that she like they almost do like Terminator comedy with her, where she like gets run over or whatever, and she just gets straight back up. Like, I don't like that stuff. I like the more grounded character stuff in Black Lagoon. So that's why Roberta probably isn't an S tier. If Woosh is still in chat, he's mad. He's mad right now. Since he's a big Roberta boy. Now this is the terrorist dude. That's like with Takanaka. He's like made sympathetic, even though Takanaka has to take him out eventually. So that's good. Takanaka is definitely an A tier character. Might be peak A tier. I really think he's like the underrated. That's the underrated part of Black Lagoon. Like the whole thing. Again, another parallel to Rock. We went over this in our Rock and Ravi. Well, in the Rock and Ravi stuff, but also in the best anime relationship stuff, and how effective he is as a character that plays off Rock, and how he frustrates Rock and gets under his skin, because realistically they are very similar. And the send off he gets where he meets like the dad and the kid in the airport as he like arrives and as he leaves, and he's like, well, sure is a shame I had to kill my comrade like that. Off to the next job, sort of thing. It's all really great and really interesting. He's like a really cool character that doesn't get killed off at the end. So there you go. Jane gets an A tier too. She's sort of annoying at times, but that's the point. It's supposed to be like an endearing, annoying, super hot. A lot of panty shots with fucking Greenback Jane when she's getting knocked over and stuff. The way she like pisses off Rock is also good and shows that Rock is like slowly changing. Also, the Benny stuff is fun. That's probably the best characterization he ever gets. Everything with Jane is pretty good. The Greenback Jane arc is probably the weakest season 2 moving forward arc overall. Though it has a lot of the best Ravi, Etta, and Rock stuff, and they are the top 3 characters here. Just the interactions with Ravi and Etta are the best there, and things like that. Kageyama, again, probably an A tier, just because he's a very clever thematic element. For Rock is like what Rock could become if he stays behind and applies himself fully to the business world. Let's see, the Rock parallel so far, we got Chang, Takanaka, I just said his name, Kageyama, and that's it. The 3 of them so far. We already got 3 fucking Rock parallels. Is the implication in the story that this dude is Hitler? I think that's the implication, right? Like, he's like the old Hitler survived and is in Argentina thing. That's what I always took away from the scene. But, like, the polite racism is like, we gotta put, like the Nazi in, like, D tier, right? Just for posterity's sake. This one is, like, a dumb fuck, too. Are they the only Nazis on the list, or is the big one that says, like, I bet you're scared, how could you not be, or whatever, that Ravi shoots and says, shut the fuck up to? I don't know. The gimmick here where they try to, like, let him kill himself, but he, like, turns the gun on them is a really good, like, little fuck you at the end to this dude. And then we got Hitler over here. I like the implication, even if that's, like, not what they were going for before, but my interpretation, this is supposed to be, like, an escaped Hitler who's trying to get his painting back. It could just be an old Nazi, I guess. But I like that implication more. And he sort of maybe doesn't look like him, but okay. This dude is the dude in Japan that Balalaika, like, grabs by his hair at the front and then, like, flips over, who runs the Russian mob in Tokyo. I guess he gets a B tier. Just because he's a good little punching bag and it is a hilarious moment. Speaking of hilarious moments, we're going to put Irish Driver Dude in B tier just because he has some great moments. Canonically, Rock does get high in Black Lagoon. I don't think I've ever seen that in an anime before, where it's like someone actually smokes what is in universe supposed to be weed and doesn't take like a trippy apple or something. Drugs, not very... Japan, not the place to become a druggie, alright? I think it's like a 3-year sentence for simple possession of marijuana in Japan. So fuck me. But yeah, I don't think... And that's probably why anime doesn't have the balls to do like drug scenes. But I feel like that's one, and that it should be applauded for having Rock just get high and like understand what that's like. I like it a lot. The vampire dude gets a B tier. I don't know. I never found him that funny. He's sort of endearing though. He's not bad. The strip club dude, I think, is another B tier character. Not really a character. Has some fun dialogue moments, especially with Ravi. Everyone loves the chainsaw girl. She's fine. Her like having a breakdown and stopping to try and kill Jane and Rock when she like loses her voice thing is like pretty hilarious. The Greenback Jane arc like survives on comedy a lot, and it works. And her overall relationship with everybody, like the group they form. I guess we should put Shoshana in. What's her fucking name? Chinglish is what I'm gonna call her. In A tier now. She might be peak A tier. Chinglish has some great moments opposite of Evie and Retta. Evie and Retta. Revi and Etta. Mostly with Revi. I'm gonna fuck it up now. Yeah, every moment with Chinglish is like fucking great. It's not really deep or anything. It's not a lot of depth to it, so that's why she's probably not S tier. But fucking great character. The cowboy simply is in one of the best scenes in the show, which is the reveal with Etta. But outside of that, not that interesting. The weird tubby dude was like, I guess weird. I'll put him in C tier. Shaka is the biggest piece of shit of fucking all time, so I'll put him in A tier for being a pretty good villain. Yukio is an S tier character. I don't know why I didn't notice sooner. Probably better than Chang, probably not better than Balalaika. Again, another Rock parallel, the last one, the biggest one, the most important one. The Rock and Yukio stuff, again, we go into in all of the other Black Lagoon videos I made, but I really love what's done there. It is fucking phenomenal. Genji isn't on this list. He'd probably be A tier, I guess. This dude is, though, and I guess he gets a B tier. And then Boa can get an A tier. Bao is his name. He can get an A tier. Again, the dynamic off Revi, the dialogue is fucking great with him. But I think that's about it. Everyone is fucking great in Black Lagoon. These characters are only here because I don't like the one scene this dude's in, and I put the Nazis here for the meme. And this dude was like the most boring character out of everyone here. Black Lagoon has no bad characters, is what I'm trying to get at here, except for Rico, I guess. And I think that about wraps it up. They didn't talk about Shane. Shane might be S tier. He is great. The rest of the Americans would probably be in B tier. I don't really remember any of them that much. Fabiola would probably be in A tier with these two. Though when I originally watched fucking Black Lagoon and I was about Fabiola's name, she might have been my favorite anime girl ever. At that point, at least. Fuck, I would have been 12 when I first watched Black Lagoon. You know, experiencing the greats young, you know? I really was 12, but whatever. I think that about does it here for Black Lagoon. YouTube audience, get over the stream. What are you doing? But apart from that, there are more Black Lagoon videos coming. Again, the edit and the There Are No Badass Women in Black Lagoon ones. I'm sure I'll reference it in a bunch of other videos as well, just more compilation videos I do. But with that being said, look forward for more Black Lagoon content in the future. Enjoy the tier list, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's already over. You can't enjoy it now. You just fucking finished it. But support links in the description below. Thanks.